Now let's begin with the class. So in this Math 140, we will learn trigonometry. So we first begin with the chapter 5. And chapter 5 is about the trigonometric functions. And we first begin with the section 1. We know trigonometry is about the triangle, right? Triangles, we know we have the 3 angles. So we begin with the very basic concept in the trigonometry, angles and their measurements. So suppose we have a line like this. And then we take 1 point on this line, say A. Now, this point together with all those points on the one side of this line make a ray. Say, let's take the 1 point B here, and all the points on the one side of this point on this line, like this, they make a ray. And we may just call this ray AB. And if you pick 1 point on the left side of this A, then you can have the ray AC. So you may roughly think of a ray as a half line. So this is just a half line. Then after we define a ray, then we may use the rays to define an angle. I call the end point of the ray. So now we have the 2 rays with the same endpoints. See, AC. And then we have another ray, AB. They have the same endpoint A. Then together, these 2 rays just form an angle. And we may call this angle A with the symbol. Or we may say the angle BAC, or the angle CAB. So these are the several ways to call an angle. And sometimes we may just use a lowercase Greek letter to call angle, say the angle alpha. Now, suppose we have a fixed ray like this. This is a fixed ray. And we rotate the ray away from this fixed ray. Then in this way, we can also form an angle. So now this fixed ray is called the initial side of this angle. Let me call this angle alpha. So this is the initial side of this angle. And then this last ray is called the terminal side of the angle. So this guy is called the terminal side. And if we put an angle into a circle with the vertex of this angle at the center of the circle, then we may have the picture like this. Let me show you on the textbook. You see, we have a circle, and then we put this angle into the circle with this vortex. Okay, this point, this end point of the two rays is called the vortex of the angle. With this vortex at the center, then this angle just intercept a part of arc. So this arc is called the intercepted arc of this angle. So actually, this intercept arc is the arc through which the terminal side moves, right? So now, we can also put our angle into a rectangular plane with the vortex at the origin of this rectangular plane and the initial side at the positive x-axis. So if an angle in such position, then we see this angle is in the standard position. So with the vortex at the origin and the initial side at the positive x-axis. So now, after we define an angle, then we need to learn how to measure an angle. We need to know how big an angle is. So actually, the measure of an angle m of alpha, let me go back to the whiteboard. So let's talk about the measure of an angle alpha, and this is amount of the rotation of the terminal side away from the initial side. Let's go back to the textbook. And you look at this initial side and this terminal side. So amount of rotation of this terminal side away from the initial side is called the measure of this angle alpha. So now, how do we measure this rotation? We may divide a circle into 360 equal arcs. So we just divide a circle into 360 equal arcs. Then each arc is just called 1 degree. So each arc is 1 degree. Then to measure an angle, you may just count the number of the degrees that this angle contains. Okay. You may want why we use the 360 degrees, not the 365, not the 120, or not the 100. Actually, this 360 degrees likely arise from the Babylonian year, which is composed of the 360 days. And the 360 days are the 12 months of the 30 days each. Okay. But you may want, why they use the 360? Actually, if we factor 360, we may have the, 36, this is a 4 times 9, and then times 10, right? And this is equal to 2 square times 3 square, and times 2 times 5. So finally, you get the 2 cubed times 3 square and then times 5. Now you can see all those natural numbers before the 10, including 10, except the 7, divides into this 316. You see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10, all of them divided into 316, right?